Hey guys, it's Monica with Presley Girl Creations. How are you doing? I wanted to pop on here. I have redid some of my craft room space. I've expanded it. And before it gets super messy, I thought I would come on here and show you guys the update. So we'll go ahead and get started. And if you've seen my old video, you might recognize some of the changes. So this is at the top of my stairs. Let's see if I can peek down there. It's just a little alcove that wasn't really being utilized. It has a built-in desk over there, and I had this piece of furniture right here, which was a TV stand from my previous house, and it wasn't getting used. So I decided to make this my little sewing area. That chair was a vintage chair that I repurposed. And I moved my sewing machine over here, and I just pulled all my fabrics out. We got new windows last fall, and that kind of forced me to clean up my craft space, and it was a nightmare. And I poured it all and threw it in here in piles and decided, why am I not using this space? So it's literally right beside my craft space. So you can see right here, I can go from one spot to the other. So I moved a few things out. Right here, I moved Lucy out here. So this is Lucy. And she got a new dress, and I just kind of jazzed her up a little bit more. And this is from a little girl's dress. It was like the bottom part, and I just made a little shawl out of it for her. So she looks pretty snazzy. Over here again is all my fabrics. So the drawers has fabric in them. There's no point in me opening those. And then I have paper underneath because my printer's in this space as well. And then I have these baskets that keep a lot of my little fabric bundles or scraps. I tie them up and I throw them in here. So I can come pull from there anytime that I want. So you see both of those baskets. This basket right here, I haven't done anything with it yet, but a store near me was going out of business, and this is some paper that she had on the wall. It's not wallpaper, but she used it for that, but it's a thicker type patterned paper, and she just gave it to me. I hate her little store's closing, but I thought it was cool that she was like, hey, you can have this if you want it. She knew I liked crafts, so there you go. Just haven't put it somewhere. My tree stays up all year up here. This is a little tree, and I just keep the white lights on it. And one of my vintage pigs hangs out, so you'll see a few more of those. I collect those. So there's my printer, my sewing machine. There's some things that I've made, my hearts. Right here is where I keep some of my dried flowers. Well, they're not dried, they're fake, but that's where I keep some of them. And then fabric all the way up. Some of it's from blankets, pillowcases, sheets, clothes, you name it. That's where it is. And all my threads. I got this little table right here. It's part of a trio. You'll see the other two in my craft room on clearance from Hobby Lobby, and it worked out really well because my internet's hanging out right here, and I could utilize some of the top and the bottom. But yeah, needles, all of that good stuff's here. Here's some of my other fabrics, clothespins. These two bags right here have cut up wedding dresses and embellishments in them that I want to coffee dye. So yeah, it's all quick and easy to get to. There's another one of my piggies and threads. And some more scraps here. And then I moved this little chest out here. So you may recognize this from my craft room. It helped create a little bit of a wall. And I have my labels on it. But I can come out here and just, you know, get what I need out of it. So I have it all labeled. And it just works really, really well right here. So there you go. There's my little nook for sewing. So it allowed me to move some things out. And then here's my craft room. It's still Seems just as cluttered, but it's better. I feel like it's better. So here's how you come in. I made that little heart. And right where that cabinet used to be, now is my hat boxes and a paper rack that I got at a repurposed store for 10 bucks. And my 12 by 12 paper packs fit perfectly in there, so I love it. And again, my labeled hat boxes where I store some things. I got this 1960s vintage suitcase for a couple of bucks. It's in great shape, and I use it when I travel. So if I want to take craft along with me on vacation, or my mother had some surgery not long ago, and I kind of stuck some things in there and went to hang out with her, so comes in handy. And then I made both of those hearts. I just have those hanging up. And this has got some vintage hankies in it, and a little vintage book. And this is one of my hats, and I wasn't really wearing it, and just thought I would shabby it up. And I'm not lying, y'all, I like it. I think I will wear it more this summer for outside events. So yeah, I like it. So yes, I put everything I make. I do more than just paper crafts, so you'll see other things I like to just craft, period. Now right here's where I have my twisted tangles. I'm running low. I've got some gaps here, so I need to work on making some more of those. I may even do a video. Someone asked about that, so that might happen. And then these are some of my dried flowers, and I just have them in a vase. And I have my TV here, and my dresser is still here with lots of goodies, mostly ribbon and fabric. Ribbon and fabric. Ribbon and fabric. And I think fabric. So yeah, I'm a ribbonaholic. And then this picture up here is one I got recently. It's the late 1800s. Isn't that so pretty? I found it at an antique mall. It had a crack in that glass, and they had it 50% off, and I got it for 15 bucks. The frame and all. Isn't that just beautiful? I always wonder who those people are. My mother's wedding dress is still up, along with a vintage wedding dress that I picked up somewhere else. So I have those up there. My mother-in-law's gloves. And my grandmother gave me that 10 years ago, and then it's got some really old books on top. So that's still right there. And then I have my little stand right here next to my desk. There's another one of those tables. I moved my Lazy Susan on it, and that's where I keep my scissors, my glue, my tools, wipes, anything I need to really get to quickly. And then underneath are some more tools, and you can see my glue guns, my glue sticks, all of that yummy stuff is under there. And I love Monet, so there's one of my art books. And then I have this basket full of trims, doilies, and then underneath are some more rolls of lace. Okay. So we'll quickly go into the closet space. Let me turn the light on. I've got my little lights up. But I like to have old pieces of wood here, and I'll wrap some of my trims around it. My father is a contractor, and he has some old plans. I think I mentioned that in my previous craft room tour. My mom gave them to me. But my son worked for the forestry department for a while, and they were throwing away a lot of geological and forestry maps from the 70s and 80s, and he kept them for me. So that's what you see right there. I just had this old rack right here that was for VHSs and DVDs that was no longer being used, and it's skinny and it fit in here perfect. So I have all of those cool maps. There's a couple of them I got rolled up because I do have a antique booth, and so I have some of them in there. Billy Graham's still hanging out with me. This is my quiet space. So, prayer closet, quiet space. This is where I come to just be with God and pray for friends and family. So, I've turned that board around over there so you can't see names and prayer requests. But, you know, if you don't have a quiet place, create one. So my craft space, and this just worked out perfect. So I like to hang out here for that. So you'll see a lot of my cards, inspirational cards. They're kind of all over the place. So that's new, is this rack right here. Again, from a different store that was closing. Has wheels. And I just filled it up, guys. Scraps. Stickers, laces, vintage magazines and stencils, jewelry, and more magazines. So it is packed. But I like that I can just walk in here and look at it and get what I need. Over here I have some piano paper, tracks, things I like to put in my journals. And back there are some envelopes, napkins, some flowers. I'm going to coffee dye. But then I keep a lot of things I'm working on in these pink bins. So I used some stamps I had, and I didn't want to get rid of this really nice paper. And so I just went around and did some stamping one day. Isn't that pretty? So I can use that on tags and in collages. So just some of the extra stuff. I think this is where I have some ready-made tags that I've used from magazines. Isn't that pretty? So I can just round the corners. I've already got the backs ready, but any decorating or sewing I can do. I've just got the bare bones basics of them made up. I've used some magazine covers, some are from printables that I just hadn't got ready. So that's really what all of this is. Tags and things that I can use, decorate. That's a magazine picture, and I just backed it. So I can round it and make a cute little tag out of that. So these are not finished tags, but they're ready to go pretty much to be what I want them to be. These are some vintage postcards. Isn't that beautiful? So I have those here. That's what these are. Trims are all back in here. Some Christmas things if I want to work on that. You know, I know they did Merry Monday last year. I don't know if I will. I just wanted to keep some of it down if I felt like working on any of it. These are just magazine pages. I really haven't coordinated this yet, but it's pictures from magazines that I really like. I may use as a cover or something. So, and then this is just where I keep a lot of my papers. Coffee dyed. Things I've created I want to pull from. This is all vintage. Vintage letters, tickets, old checks. That's what all this basket is. And then I have some old books right there. And then my media stuff where I can paint and create. So it's kind of all thrown in here. It looks like it's not organized, but everything that I need, from watercolors to sponges to my sander, Mod Podge, brushes, put water and paint in, my paper plates. Yeah, that's all right there, as well as down here in this bucket. So I do a lot of other crafts, not just paper, so I think I may have mentioned that. So I like to have a lot of that. And then right there, just some of my things I can use to make dangles. My little crimpers and crosses and things like that. I kind of put in my jewelry carry-all bag there. So, the most new things are, and then down here I do have some things too. It's just buttons and lace, my Cuddle Dud, my embosser, my die cuts, some cards, some blank journals back there, along with some wallpapers, and just miscellaneous. I have some old music books here. You know, a lot of little cards and things there. So I just reorganized a little bit, added this. I still have my lights up in here. I did put some from the Dollar Tree. They had the real pretty $3 cupcake things, and I made little lanterns out of them. I just popped them on some of my lights. Are those cute? I like them. And the upper stuff is just mostly my daughter's, so it's still here. It is still here. So there is the closet. How are we on time? We're good. I'm almost, I think I'm more than halfway done. And then up here is, I did a video where I made these hearts. And I just created a banner and put some fabric. And there you go. It's at the top of my window. So instead of curtains, I have that. Up here, I like art. I may have said that. I apologize if I'm repeating. But this came from an art book. It's Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel. So it was a fold out. And it fit perfectly. I loved it. So it's like my magazine wallpaper at the top of my window. And then I have my desk where I hang out and video and talk to you guys. This desk right here was on the side of the road, and me and my girlfriend picked it up and rescued it. I washed it. I scuffed it. I put a little bit of antique wax on it. And now it is my new space. And then underneath are just glue book magazines, my trash can. I threw scraps of paper back there for making paper. And again, some old magazines and pages for collaging. So that's there. And then anytime you see like my picture frame, these things have been thrifted. I love these cute little dishes. That's some of my lavender in there. This was made for me by Jen, Junk Journal and Jen's husband, Ronnie. It's so pretty. And there's another one of my vintage piggies. And then one of my miniature mannequins. Some lace trims. Some more of my lavender. And then my jewelry I like to use on my tray, a little snacky snack, and then some things that I'm working on. So this is my latest journal I'm working on. I know I want this on the cover, but I haven't figured out how I'm going to layer it. I've already got the inside pieces, like the pages, put in, tied, but I just haven't decorated it. So I've got some work to do on the inside. So that's where I am with that one. Still working on it. And this is a pocket that I made that I want to include in there and put in there somehow. So, yeah. Got it laying right there. And this is a box I got at a thrift store. I want it to be, excuse me, my answered prayer box. So I'm going to decorate the top of it somehow. Just haven't figured that out yet. So there you go. This is new. Call her Bessie. So she's my latest mannequin. I moved her in here. She's a little more antique-y looking. And I just decorated her up as well. So I moved this over here. It used to be on my cabinet that's in my sewing room. And I just moved it up here. And put my antique books at the top and some of my faux flowers I use. This right here is another paper display that I got at Hobby Lobby when they were getting rid of some of their displays. And I paid $10 for this one too. And it works out perfect for a lot of my printables from the different artists. There's one of my piggies. And then this book is a French book from the 1700s, y'all. Isn't it beautiful? It's like linen paper. So I keep it up here out of the way. Gonna possibly try to scan some of it. I just am so nervous with it. I don't want to mess it up. I love it though. Isn't it beautiful? That's my latest vintage piggy I collected. Got it at an estate sale, and she's sweet. Amorpho flowers. Down here are some of the shabby pumpkins I make. I use real and fake flowers on those, and I just like them, so they stay in my room all the time. This was my great-grandmother's, so I keep it. And again, a lot of these dishes I thrift. The boxes I've made, except for those right there. Victoria with Girl with the Butterfly, she made me those. Those I made. Storage and some of the flowers I use. Books, some more of my pumpkins, and then a picture. That was my great-grandmother's lamp. Here's another one of my vintage piggies. But right here is a shoebox that I painted a couple of different colors and just tried to scuff it up. And I decoupaged a picture from a magazine on the top, and I used some trim from an old curtain. And I painted a silver knob. I had a pack of old silver knobs, and I just put some acrylic paint on it and made me a little storage box. So I'm going to do that to a couple more boxes. I actually have collected some really cute, look at that, little knobs. Isn't that cute? That I've got at different places. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby. This one I got at the Dollar Tree. That's from the Dollar Tree. This is another one I painted that was just a metal one. And I acrylic painted it. I don't know how to... Oh, this is from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree, y'all. So if you see those, you know, they can make some cute little pulls. And like I said, that's just in a shoebox. Isn't it cute? Okay. Down behind the Dream, I have doilies. I have some more storage. I have some upholstery fabrics and printouts. So that's kind of all down there. And this is just like an old farm toolbox. And I keep it near me because these are some projects I'm working on too. Making some pockets from some magazine covers. I'm doling up some of my flowers so you can see this flower right here. I'm cutting some of my wedding dress flowers here and beading. And I'm using that. So that's that. And then right over here's the other table. And right under there, that's just nothing but ribbons behind all of that and down below. And then right here, I've got some things I've gotten from other artists, journals. Right here, Lottie, she made that. Kathleen, Rock, Paper, Scissors made that. Maria, Under the Night Moon. Maria, Under the Night Moon. And then there's some of my things, my journals. So I just have those things there. And then this is some of my fancier trims. Some of that's from Sheila, Boho Daydreams, and other places. And then I keep a lot of my dried lavender here. And then my son got me this Let's see if I can get it to make a pretty sound. He got me that wind chime for Christmas because I like to be in the garden and sit outside. Now these did not come with the wind chime. It's just something I put up there to decorate it with. I didn't want to put it outside yet, y'all. So I hung it in my craft room. Is that crazy? I didn't want it to get messed up. But I will move it out there this spring because I want to enjoy it. Right here I have some old coffee bags I put up behind my picture with lights. And I put these up I got from a store that's closing. And then these are just some shabby necklaces that I made for decoration. So you can see those. I'm going to make some more. And over here is where I dry some flowers that I use in projects or making paper. That's where I keep my dried flowers. So there you go. That's it in a nutshell. The change. I still have my bed. Still a guest room. This my great-grandmother made this. And my husband's grandmother made this one. So lots of sentimental things we like to surround ourselves with. But that's the update, guys. That's pretty much some of the changes and the new things that I've done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I plan on making a new video soon. But I appreciate everyone coming to check it out and see the changes. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.